Hey y'all, welcome back to B&E Reptiles. So this week we are going to do a video on feeding. We have had numerous requests on how we feed, what we feed, all that good jazz about food. So your wish is our command. Yeah, that's how that goes. So yeah, we're just going to give you some details about how it goes down. So stick around after the introduction and you'll see. Thanks.
Alright guys, the video that you guys have all been waiting for, the feeding video of the large constrictors. This is actually what the big girls eat, the Burmese python and the green anaconda. This is a 12-pound rabbit. What we do, we actually feed frozen thawed. So how that goes is we place an order with Rodent Pro. That's who we always go through. There's a lot of good companies out there you can check into. But we get these in. They're frozen, we thaw them up, we put them in the cage with the animal, and they consume them most of the time. If they don't, we take them back out and go from there. But the reason that we feed frozen thawed, it's more difficult for us to have live prey, especially when you're talking about a large animal like a large constrictor. Contrary to popular belief, they're not always hungry, they're not always super stoked to eat. So you put a live animal in there, and the snake decides it doesn't want to eat, you got to go back in there and get that animal. You're not going to leave it in there. It's not fair to the animal that's in there. It's not fair to the snake. So that's why we do it. It's a matter of simplicity. It's just easier for us. I'm sorry if I'm sweating. It's super hot in here. The snake room is about 88 degrees. We do ambient temperature. We heat the whole room. So. Now that doesn't mean that we don't ever feed live. Some animals just refuse to feed on frozen thawed. 90% of the time you can get an animal that will move over to frozen thawed. But if it doesn't, you want to make sure the animal's eating. So we will still feed live when we have to. We don't look down on anybody that feeds live or anything like that, because we also do that. But like I said, just out of ease for us. We don't have to feed the animals that that we're going to feed to the snakes. We don't have to take care of them. We just get them in frozen thawed and go from there. So the first snake that we're going to feed is actually our Burmese python. You guys seen her in multiple videos. She's a sweetheart. So I'm going to feed her with tongs. We'll go through the process of how I grab the snake. It's actually not tongs. They're more grapplers. Graspers. So we're going to open the cage, we're going to feed her, she's going to grab it. Just kind of give you a little information on how constrictors eat their prey. They actually grab and they squeeze. They're one huge muscle. The prevailing thought back in the day was that they're squeezing the breath out. So every time that an animal took a breath in, they couldn't breathe out. That does happen, but what is actually happening is the coils, the muscle is stopping the flow of blood to the heart, to the brain, and actually causes cardiac arrest in the animal that is if the animal was alive. So we're going to film the whole process. You'll notice when she finishes wrapping the animal, she will actually switch around and go for the head first and swallow head first. That's usually 90% of the time. That's how a snake will eat its prey on them. Back in the day, people thought that a snake unhinged its jaw. That was what people thought they did, and they unhooked it and hooked it back together. That's not the case. They don't actually unhinge it from a bone in there. Their mouths are just more there's more elasticity. They're just able to open it wider. The tendons and everything in there. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and feed the Burmese, and yeah, enjoy.
All right, guys. Well, like I said, snakes don't always eat when you want them to. So she is not too keen on eating right now. Usually what we do, we actually just leave the rabbit in the cage with the Burmese and sheets on her own. So we're going to switch over to the green anaconda, and then we'll come back to her and see if she has eaten.
All right, we tried to feed the Burmese. She wasn't ready to take it from us, so we're gonna go ahead and feed the green anaconda. If you hear that in the background, they're actually pressure washing our house. Thank you guys for that, by the way. You guys are the best. But anyway, let's feed this green anaconda. A lot of times I will feed with just my hand, or just grab it and throw it in there, or hand it to them. So she was definitely hungry. Erica jumps a little bit.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So we want to scoot her back in there. So that was a quick stride. Did you guys see how fast that was? This is a 12.4 pound rabbit. You gotta think in the Anaconda, or in the Amazon, these guys are eating capybara. These guys are a lot bigger than that. So these guys are built to hit these, big prey items. You take a shot up here. She's got it around the throat. She's got it at the neck. She's gonna hold it that way. She wants to make sure that she is constricting around the prey item, and she is, it's gonna be, dead when she goes to consume it. She doesn't want to get herself hurt. Let's move her back in here. She's gonna think that that's the prey item, moving around on her. So we wanna put her back in the cage. There we go. There we go. We can get a good shot there. She is all concerned with that rabbit right now. You guys take a look at these massive coils. That is all muscle right there, guys. All muscle. Now, if the rabbit was alive, it would not be for very long. What we want to do eventually with these guys, when we build the reptile zoo, we want to have a naturalistic enclosure. We want to mimic the Amazon. We'd like to see how these guys feed underwater. Heaviest bodied snake on earth, guys.
So fun fact, our green anaconda's name is Elphaba. So anybody that knows me knows that I'm obsessed with The Wizard of Oz, which means I'm also obsessed with Wicked. And Elphaba is the Wicked Witch. So green anaconda, Wicked Witch.
But not this sweet girl.
Ta-da!
She's super calm.
Still Elphaba.
Still Elphaba though. She's super cool. Super chill. All right, we're gonna let her do her business. We'll check back in with you when she starts to eat, which is gonna come up pretty soon. All right. All right, guys, what she's doing now is orienting the rabbit into a position where she can swallow it down. And she's grabbing it with her mouth and pulling it. Just kind of lay it out straight. Obviously snakes don't have arms and legs, so they got to use what they can to move the items around. What we were talking about earlier is that the old prevalent the old thought was that snakes unhinge their jaws to eat prey items that were bigger than their mouths. And snakes' jaws aren't like ours. The lower part of the jaw, or the mandibles, they're not connected, so they're able to move independently of one another. So you'll notice when she starts to eat here in a few minutes that she'll actually walk the rabbit down her mouth. She'll kind of go in a side-to-side motion, and that bottom part of her jaw, where it's attached to the ligament in the front, allows a much greater range of motion than humans or mammals are able to do. So you'll notice something as big as this rabbit, it's not going to be any problem for her. Also want you guys to notice the coloration of an anaconda. Look at the top part, look at the spots. She's really dark on top and that lighter pattern on the bottom. But you just think about the Amazon. Think about the color of the water. The water is not very clear, so she's going to blend right into the vegetation, the leaf litter on the bottom. Makes her an excellent ambush stealth predator. Big, huge gulp here.
Look how wide that mouth. It's almost like at a 90-degree angle. She's just working the prey item down. She's just gonna move the jaws back and forth until she gets the whole thing down. Usually takes her about an hour, hour and a half. Once she grabs the whatever we're feeding her, depending on the size. This is a pretty big meal for her. Obviously not for a green anaconda, but one of the largest meals that we feed is about 12 to 15 pounds. Great shot right there. Bottom part of the jaw, no problem. You guys are up close and personal with a green anaconda eating. You're not going to see this anywhere else. I guess unless you went to the Amazon. If you went to the Amazon, you better be taking me with you. Hopefully one day we can travel again. Maybe we can see these guys in the wild. That'd be really cool. Film these guys in the wild. We want to bring these guys to you up close and personal, through the feeding videos, through the, when we open the reptile zoo, we want to bring nature to you guys. Nature is so important in people's lives. A lot of people don't get to experience it. She's gonna be a little shy and hide with her coils. Now she's using those coils to help move the rabbit down her throat. Hold on to it to keep it in the position, so you can just go straight down it. I think I whistled a little bit there. So what I do after these guys eat, I give them a couple days because you don't want to try to move a snake that's just ate. You run the danger of them regurgitating it, throwing it back up. You don't want that situation. For one, it's a nasty mess, and for two, you want your snakes to, not be stressed. It's definitely stressful to think if you threw something up, it's not pleasant. So after these guys eat, 24 to 48 hours later, pull these guys out and clean the enclosures down. I use chlorhexidine on the window or the glass. I take the glass out and I use a vinegar solution on those. Works really good. And scrub them down. I have we'll go through a whole cleaning video one day of what I do. I have a steam cleaner also. So I hit the corners, hit everything with the steam cleaner, and make sure everything is disinfected and clean. We use cypress mulch. So we put down the cypress mulch and take the water dishes out. Anacondas are water snakes, so they like to be in the water. That's why when we have the zoo, eventually we want to have kind of a recreation of the Amazon, so she can swim, so you guys can see her underwater and see what's going on there. But anyway, back to the cleaning. Like I said, I take everything out, disinfect everything, put new bedding in, and then in between feedings and stuff like that, spot clean. She will take a massive poop after this. And we think we'd have horses in here. She's got it lined straight up. Anacondas are an amazing, amazing species. I'm truly blessed and thankful for the opportunity to be able to work with them. They're just fascinating. Kind of see where the head is, how far the rabbit's down in her throat. She's just gonna walk it on down. Easy peasy. talk about how digestion works with these guys. The stomach acid in a snake's digestive tract is very low. So we're talking about something that's on the pH scale, something that's lower than 7, 7 being neutral, is going to be Took another big gulp there. A snake's pH after a meal drops down to about 2. I believe it was 1.5 to 2, so very, very acidic. Before a snake's meal, I think you're looking at about 6.5, 7 is the pH, so pretty neutral. But right after a meal, it drops significantly, so they can digest that prey item. She's coming out here a little bit with us to where she's orienting. I'm gonna have to move her back in. But pH of 2 is going to dissolve that rabbit very, very quickly. And they're gonna dissolve everything, bones, tissue, everything except the fur. The fur you'll see in the poop. So in a few days after she leaves me a huge mess to clean up, then you'll see some of that rabbit fur in there. Yeah, everything. Very efficient eaters. They use everything to get bigger, to reach that massive size. So these are the largest snakes in the world, the most heavy-bodied snakes in the world. They can get hundreds of pounds. They're a water snake that water can support that large girth that they have. Reticulated pythons are longer on average. So these guys would get 18, 19 feet. For females, pretty huge. I don't know if there's many that are much larger than that. Former President Teddy Roosevelt, is an avid explorer, one of the great outdoorsmen of his time, offered a bounty of $50,000 if anyone could produce a green anaconda that was longer than 30 feet. I believe there were some some sheds that were produced that were close to that, but sheds are not a true indication of how big a snake is because they stretch out. So that bounty was never collected. Not to say that there's not a 30-foot anaconda. There's a lot of hidden places in the Amazon. It's a huge place. But I would say it'd be pretty rare to find a 30-foot green anaconda. I'd love to see one, but I'd say that's probably not on the cards. Like I said, we're gonna go pretty quickly now. She's just gonna go straight down the rabbit. I have to move her back in a minute because she's almost out here in my lap. As long as she's got the pointy end busy, then I'm not worried too much about it. Yeah. It's gonna go fairly quickly now. She's just gonna go straight down the rabbit. Use those coils to rock back and forth, back and forth. She's almost out here in my lap. We're going to have to scooch her back in here in a second. You see how far the rabbit's down? That whole bottom part right there is the rabbit. So no problem at all. 12-pound rabbit. We're gonna feed some pigs too. Those are usually 15 to 20 pounds. You don't want to just feed only large prey items. We try to mix it up. We try to go with smaller stuff. Sometimes we'll feed rats. A few different rats, chickens. The rabbits, obviously. We just want to mix it up so she's getting a varied diet. Reptiles, carnivorous reptiles need whole prey items so they can get all the nutrients that they need. They need that bone and that connective tissue and all that stuff in order to thrive, in order to grow. as she does that right there, she's making room and pushing down the portion of the rabbit. Another big gulp. There we go. No problem at all for her. And you kind of hear that noise right there. I don't know if it picked up on video, but snakes have a trachea where they're able to breathe out of while they're eating, while their mouth is completely full. I don't think you can see it from where we're sitting. Just a tube extension at the bottom of the mouth, and that just kind of, that's kind of separate, kind of hangs out there where she can breathe still, and still take down and prey out of them with their mouth completely full. Now, since these are water snakes, sometimes they do eat in the water. What they'll do when they eat in the water, they'll just take a big gulp of breath, and then they'll go down and eat the item in the water. You see back here, it's part of the rabbit that she already has down the head. And she uses her teeth. These are constrictors. They don't have fangs or anything like that, but they have teeth. She uses those teeth to help walk down the food. I'm not too worried about her. She's going to spill it out of the enclosure, but as she moves her head back toward that way, she's going to go right down the rabbit's body. She'll be back in. Look how wide that mouth is. Amazing, amazing. All right, guys, just wanted to speed it up a little bit. She's almost done with it. She's just got the back legs left. And, yeah, coming up on a 30-minute video. I didn't want to keep you guys all day, so. All right, guys, we're coming up on the last little bit of the rabbit, just down to the feet now. Didn't take very long at all. Like I said, about an hour and a half after she grabbed it. She's finishing it off. It's probably one more big gulp. She's got it down. On the sides, we can see. So that is how a snake eats. Good job, all done. Eats a 12.4 pound rabbit. Thank you guys for joining me this time. Comment down below what you guys thought, if you want more of these feeding videos, what you guys would like to see, and we'll make it happen. Thanks guys, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Help us hit that 500 subscriber mark by the end of this month. We'd greatly appreciate it. Tell all your friends. See you next time. And our neighborhood-friendly Burmese python decided that she was hungry too. So, guys, don't worry. She had her, this is a little bit smaller, 11, 12-pound rabbit. So she does it the exact same way. She's just going to walk it down. Swallow the whole thing like the Anaconda did.
Hi again, it's me, little old Erica. Just telling you about our shirts and our merch. as my husband likes to call it. These are actually our new Reptile Club shirts for my school, and on the back. So anyway, if you're interested in getting a B&E Reptile shirt, we will have those for sale. We have this awesome friend named Dana Ishwin. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Dana Lell, because she got married, who hooks us up with really good deals. We can also do t-shirts, and we can also do stickers. We're looking into hats. Anything that we can do with a cricket machine, or however you say that machine, let us know, and we'll try to figure something out. So if you're interested, please leave us a comment, and yeah, thanks for supporting us, and we really appreciate y'all, and hope you have a fantabulous rest of your weekend.